Okay, Caleb, so you don't know what we're doing today, do you?
I do not. I'm prepared to be amazed and wowed.
All right, we are. I don't know if you're going to be wowed or not, but we are going to play a game. We're going to play Inside Caleb's Brain. This is a quiz that I prepared over the last week or two of not so random trivia, 95% of which I did not know, but 95% of which I'm pretty sure is somewhere inside Caleb's brain.
All right.
All right, today's topic. Can I get a drum roll? All right. Today's topic is To the Beat of Your Own Drum.
Okay.
This will be a quiz of 10 questions, some of them with multiple parts, and it's all about drums and music.
Something I theoretically should know a thing or two about.
In theory, more than I know, that's for sure. And so this is not meant to trick you, but it will be fun for the rest of us to see if any of us know what's inside Caleb's brain.
All right.
All right, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, let's start with the basics. Question number 1. What is a rudiment?
Hey, I don't get no multiple choice or anything. I just have to come up with the answer.
Yeah. Well, in drumming,
Sure.
in this topic, what is a rudiment?
I would define a rudiment as something like a basic unit of some kind of like drum tap. You know, and you can combine a couple things together to create more advanced rudiments or more simple rudiments, but it's kind of like a catalog, if you will, of things that you can combine together to make music with various drum beats.
All right, this question has a second part. That is
Okay.
correct, by the way. A basic pattern of drumming.
There you go.
And the follow-up to that question is, what is a diddle?
A diddle. So a diddle is when you stroke the drum head twice in a row with the same hand.
That is correct. That
As
is
opposed
correct.
to me doing like a right hand and a left hand, it would just be with my right hand.
Both of those words meant nothing to me before like last week. And so, yeah, rudiment, I was pretty sure that was an animal that chewed its own cud. And a diddle, I just started giggling to myself. So,
Cat in the fiddle.
Right, yeah. All right, so question number 1, that was a success, both parts. So question number 2, name the drummer in the band Rush.
This is a sad one because he actually just passed away recently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe he had brain cancer, I want to say, but his name was, rest in peace, Neil Peart.
Neil Peart, that is correct. I was looking up this information and saw a joke about him, which I feel bad now that I know he passed recently. But the joke was, how many drummers does it take to screw in a light bulb? And the answer was 5, 1 to screw in the light bulb, and 4 to say that Neil Peart could do it better.
He is often regarded by many drummers as like the greatest drummer who ever lived, or at least the greatest rock drummer.
Awesome. Okay, so another success. On to question number 3. Explain the difference between the ride and crash areas of a cymbal.
Well, often these are two different cymbals, actually. But if you're talking about the area, if you're going to ride on a cymbal, that means you're going to use the tip of your stick kind of in the middle-ish part of the cymbal. Whereas if you're going to crash, you're kind of going to use the blade of your stick and hit the very razor-sharp edge of the cymbal. And that's going to give you that crash effect.
That is correct. Follow-up question to this one. What is a sizzle in reference to cymbals?
So this is actually a really interesting symbol. I don't have one, but it is a symbol that has rivets inside of it. So you puncture holes into the cymbal, and then you put these little metal rivets on there, and when you hit the cymbal, it kind of goes for a really long time until you clamp it and mute it.
Okay. All right. How long have you been, this is one of the questions, but how long have you been drumming?
Well, I started doing like symphonic percussion in 6th grade, so I guess 12 years old, so 15 years, coming up on 16.
15 years. Okay. And you did it through high school, you did it in college.
Mm-hmm.
That was like your scholarship job, right?
For part of the time it was, yes. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right, question number 4. In Western popular music, what is meant by the phrase common time?
Oh, common time is a reference to a time signature, which in this case, I do believe we're going for 4/4.
That is correct. That is correct. All right. Yeah, I was surprised to find that just 4/4 was not always what was used. Sometimes basically a letter C, right? Is sometimes
Yes.
That, did not know that.
I feel like you don't see it a lot in there's a lot of types of music you wouldn't see that in. Maybe in certain more like really orchestral pieces you might see that. But
Okay. Okay. All right. You ready for question 5?
sure. Hit me.
All right. In the band Dream Theater, drummer Mike Portnoy was replaced in 2011 by whom?
This is actually a really good question because you can look this up. They did a really fun little mini series where they auditioned 7 drummers for this role, actually. And the guy that got to replace him left his job at, I believe, Berklee School of Music, really prestigious, and said, I want to be in the band Dream Theater. That's my dream job. His name is Mike Mangini.
That is correct. And in the process, you actually answered the second part. The second half of the question was Mangini was coincidentally teaching at what school?
So it was right. It was Berklee School of Music.
The Berklee School of Music.
Okay.
Do you know what city that's in?
I thought it was in New York City, but is it in Berkeley, California, or where is it? I actually don't know.
It's in Boston.
Boston.
Yep.
He has a very big Boston accent, actually, so that kind of makes sense.
But the original members of the band were also
They
went
students. They went to Berkeley together and then dropped out and said,
Right.
"We're just going to make music and it's going to be awesome."
That's awesome. All right. Very good. So halfway through the quiz. Feeling good so far?
I am actually.
All right.
This is comfortable.
Well, I like I said, I went down so many Wikipedia rabbit holes
bet you
trying
did.
to find this information. Very challenging, but I was, like I said, fairly confident of what I thought was inside Kaleb's brain. So second half of the quiz, this is question number 6. What famous intersection in Kansas City, Missouri is considered one of the cradles of jazz music?
I have played here before, actually, at a club called the Blue Note. That would be 18th and Vine, I think is what we're going for.
That is correct. All right. And actually, the second half of that question.
Or the Blue Room. The Blue Room.
Oh, you
Not the
got
Blue
it right.
Note. It's the
After all,
Blue Room.
I was gonna ding you a point. Oh yeah, I was gonna have you name the jazz club located inside the American Jazz Museum, and it is correctly the Blue Room.
Blue
So
Room.
all right, we'll give you credit for that one. It was, after all, inside Kaleb's brain. So
In the back.
that's somewhere. Yeah. Well, that's the thing with trivia. I mean, trivia, the information's in there, but being able to recall it, that's the real trick there. So question number 7. Identify and explain the difference between a 5A and a 7A.
I actually don't know if I know all the differences. These are stick sizes is what these are. A 7A is going to be shorter than a 5A, and I'm guessing the other difference has to do with the tip. They both have teardrop tips, but they look slightly different.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah, the answer is that they're drumsticks, and a 7A would be lighter than a 5A.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Follow-up question, what is a 7A in?
Oh, I'm guessing what this is. I've never actually heard this term before. I'm guessing that means the stick has a nylon tip instead of a wood tip, which is vastly inferior.
That
by
is
the way.
correct. Yes, that was both Wikipedia and Amazon,
Okay.
going down that rabbit hole. And so that is correct. 7A in is a 7A with a nylon tip. Why would they have nylon tips? I don't understand that.
You probably, it's cheaper a little bit. I mean, the cost of the stick's going to be roughly the same, but you're not replacing sticks as much because if you're using a wood tip, you can look at mine sometime, you'll shred those tips down and eventually you need to replace them. But the nylon tips don't sound as nice when you hit them and occasionally have been known to just pop off entirely.
Yeah. See, I'm moderately confident that I've never actually held a drumstick in my hand. I don't think I ever have. And
Well, I don't own any with nylon tips because those are not for real drummers. So
Okay. All right. Scratch that off of Kaleb's Christmas list. Don't buy him nylon tip drumsticks. All right. Question number 8. The jazz standard Take 5 was made famous by whom?
who is Take 5 written by? Or made famous by, you said.
Mm-hmm.
There's two ideas bouncing around in my head right now, and they could both be wrong, but those two are Miles Davis and Count Basie. I am going to say the king of cool, Miles Davis.
That is incorrect.
Oh, who did Take 5?
You want me to give you the answer?
Yeah.
Dave Brubeck, the Dave Brubeck Quartet.
Ooh, yeah.
It was written by his saxophonist, Paul Desmond.
I've played Take 5 before. It's a really good jazz tune. It happens to be in
Follow
5/4 meter. I jumped the gun.
That was going to be the follow-up question. What time signature is Take 5 in? And it is in 5/4. And what I read was that's part of the reason it's called Take 5.
Oh, I'd say it's the biggest reason. And it just so happens that Take 5 is a good phrase that goes with it, because
Sure.
you'll say that you're playing music all day long, you're trying to record, and you say, you know what, guys, we need a break. Let's take 5 minutes. And so it makes sense that instead of it being take a break, Take 5, it's let's play music, Take 5.
Right. Okay. Awesome. All right. So finally, we
Stumped me.
We failed to pull that out of your brain. All right. Now let's see if we can stump you a little bit more. This one, maybe those listening in at home can maybe get this before you do. I'm going to name the drummer. You name the band.
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
Ringo Starr.
That's going to be the iconic Beatles, the Beatles.
That's correct. Alex Van Halen.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Van Halen or Van Hagar if you want to refer to the latter days.
Yes, it's Van Halen. All right. Phil Collins.
Well, depends. Either Genesis or Phil Collins, depending on what you're listening to.
I will accept either answer. All right. John Bonham.
That was the drummer for Led Zeppelin.
Very good. That's the first one I thought you might get tripped up on. But, of course, then again, I thought you'd know Dave Brubeck. So, hey,
fair. Fair.
Yeah. But John Bonham.
My jazz teacher from college is shaking his head right now.
John Bonham is the drummer for Led Zeppelin, or was, or is, or I have no idea what Led Zeppelin's
I believe he's
current status
deceased.
is. Yes, I have no idea.
Led Zeppelin does not exist anymore.
Yeah, no idea. Like I said, most of this information was not information I personally had before forming this quiz. So number 5, or 9.5 would be Don Henley.
I think we got a stumper here. I'm just going out completely random here. I don't think this is right, but I'm going to say the Doors.
No.
Who's Don Henley?
Don Henley's the drummer for the Eagles.
Eagles. It was coming off the tip of my tongue right after you said it.
All right. Next one. Keith Moon.
Oh. The What Who, otherwise known as The Who.
The Who. That is correct.
Wasn't it the What Who first? Wasn't that the original name?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Nope. We're way out on the fringes of what I just naturally know. Fortunately, I have notes. And so the next one, Dave Grohl.
So he's actually not a drummer for a band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He's the lead singer and guitar player for the Foo Fighters, but he used to be the drummer for Nirvana.
That is correct. All right. Next one, Charlie Watts.
I think we got another stumper here. I don't know who that is. I'm not even going to venture a guess.
Charlie Watts is the drummer for the Rolling Stones.
Oh, I don't know a lot of Stones stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Lars Ulrich.
Ulrich. Yes.
Yeah.
And he is Metallica.
That's correct. And last one, which I will admit, I did not know this person. The last one, Ginger Baker.
I know who that is.
Was on several lists of great drummers and has at least 2 documentaries about him.
I want to say, is it Black Sabbath?
No.
Is that right? Did he play with...
See, I'd never heard of the band either.
Ozzy Osbourne. That's what I was
See,
thinking.
I would have heard of Black Sabbath.
Oh wait, no, and I don't think it's Kiss. Who did he play for?
He played for Cream.
Cream.
See, that was
okay.
that would have been so far out of my
Another
area of
band I
knowledge.
don't know
Yeah.
a lot about, but he is kind of regarded as one of those like really great rock drummers.
All right. That was question number 9. So now we're down to question number 10. And we're going to
Last
shift
one.
gears a little bit. And in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to have you listen to music and just a short clip of a piece of music and identify the time signature.
Oh, just the time signature.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so we can't play the music. You'll hear it, but the recording won't hear it. And so I'll explain. You'll have to do it while I'm explaining what it is you're listening to.
Okay.
You ready for the first one?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. So Kaleb is listening to the theme song to the TV show Mission Impossible.
Boom, boom, boom.
Do you know the time signature?
Oh, we're not quite there yet. It is in 5/4.
That is correct. That is correct. Like I said, I wish I could play that where everybody can hear it, but
Am I allowed to hum? Is that legal?
well, that'd be your performance at that
Okay.
point. I don't know. Yeah, you're welcome to hum along. I'm not sure what that does to the quality of the recording, but yeah. I'm just teasing. All right. Next one for question number 10. Question number 10 has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts.
Oh, okay.
And so here's the second selection. Kaleb is now hearing Pink Floyd's song Money. He's counting on his fingers.
I think I've heard this song once before, but I'm pretty sure this is in 7/4.
That is correct. It is in 7/4. That is excellent. I know that it's in 7/4, and all these songs, I know what the time signature is because I looked them up, and I can't. What you're doing right now is magic to me because I can count knowing what they are, and I still get tripped up.
That one's kind of trippy because the 7th beat sounds like it's going to be the first beat, and then they like stall out and restart from the top.
Right. Well, speaking of trippy and very difficult for me to comprehend as a non-percussionist, let me play our third selection for you. I'm going to drop you in the middle of a song. This is Rush, and they're playing Tom Sawyer.
So the very, very beginning of this clip was in 4/4, but right now we are in the famous 7/4 section of Tom Sawyer.
That is correct. That is correct. And finally, our last one. Kaleb, you have done very well on this quiz, and I thought you would. The question is how well someone listening to this would have done against you, because you have the distinct advantage of knowing.
That's true.
What's
It was
inside
already in
Kaleb's
my brain.
Right. All right, here's the last one. Here we go. This is 15 Step by Radiohead. And Kaleb does not look like he's heard this song before.
Man, I've got to really listen to it. I guess I don't have too long. Okay. If that was it right there, I was able to catch it, and it appeared to be in 5/4.
That is correct. Man, I thought, man, let's grab one that he might not know.
To be fair, at the beginning of that clip, I was very confused, and then the drum breakdown kind of happened, and I was able to count it really easily.
Yeah, well, I dropped you in the middle, and so, yeah.
Well, at first, you said it was called 15 Step?
15 Step.
Well, I was going to say, is this something crazy like 15/16, or what is this? But no, it ended up being 5/4.
Well, good job, Kaleb. That was excellent. I hope everybody listening to this enjoys it. Next time we'll have a new topic when we again play Inside Kaleb's Brain.
Well, that was a really fun quiz, and I think you were right. I think about 95% of the content perhaps was in there.
I know that 95% was not in my brain. So, all right. Thank you, Kaleb.